Welcome back. I'm Terrence Shaw. This is Technology Simplified, the monthly podcast that goes around DFW and talks about technology.
Ajay, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're doing.
I am a business development manager in advanced SOA technologies, and I work on BAPM and SOA to maximize ROI. And I've been helping customers improve efficiencies and effectiveness using business process management for the last 12 years.
12 years, okay.
Yes. So Ajay, both you and Francisco are with IBM, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And Francisco, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I represent IBM Software here in Dallas for a selected set of accounts, and I work with Ajay because the Websphere pillar is the brand that has our business process management software.
Great. All right.
So let's get it kicked off. Let's talk a little bit about BPM, and I think the first topic we like to start off with is what is business process management? What is the industry, and why do we even have it?
Okay, business process management means we start with business process. A business process is a real world activity which has certain logical related tasks that you perform. Business process management is about organizing, owning, and then executing, managing these processes. And business process management systems or the technology is about the technology that helps you achieve this business process management, execute these business processes.
Okay. So I got some business processes that today. So around, for instance, Ajay, I've got a call center. And in my call center environment, I may have a rep that takes a phone call in, has to key some information in a system, has to send an email, and then has to do a third process, maybe fax somebody. So a BPM solution may be a solution that could do all of those things, encapsulate all those tasks into one thing, so I don't forget to send the email or forget a component of my process. Is that it?
The goal of BPM is to automate some of the tasks and improve the efficiencies later on. Look at some of the tasks that you are doing serially. You can do that in parallel and you can compress the time. Or you could eliminate some redundant tasks. If suppose the call is getting routed to 4 people, then maybe you can route it to only 1 person. So those are the kind of things that you figure out by doing business process management.
Okay.
So what are some of the common tools that you use or some of the software that you've implemented for this business process management?
One of the tools that you need is a process modeler, a graphic tool where you can deposit the process.
Where you can what?
Deposit the display the
Okay, so you can like
deposit the process.
Right, get like a visual
display of the process.
Okay.
And then you need to analyze, you need to simulate this particular process, and then you need to see how this process functions in real world. And the idea is to see something in a simulated environment than actually implementing it and seeing the results. So this is like a insurance or buffer that the system will work. Most of the times we have used by doing the as-is process, how you are doing business today. And if you have better technology, you can show how you could be doing it tomorrow using the to-be process. So between the as-is and to-be, when you show it to customers and all, they like that. They can see that, oh, okay, so this is how the technology is going to show. And this could be the best insurance or risk control tool that you would ever have.
And this is where you can also do what-if analysis on a business process. What happens if that phone call at the call center goes to 3 people or to one department before another? What is the impact on customer satisfaction, wait times, or the throughput of the call itself, and the propensity to handle it successfully? If the company can do some simulations and you go from the as-is state and do some what-if analysis, you can begin to fine-tune that process. And then once you optimize it, you can then begin to deploy the optimized process within the culture of that particular company or process.
And you can monitor this whole process. So you model, you assemble all the pieces, and then you execute the pieces, and then you monitor the pieces, and then you find where you're not doing right, and then you can go back. So these are the tools that you need, and then one more tool that you need definitely is a governance tool to see whether you are governing the entire process or not. So combine all these things, it's called the BPM suite or the BPM technology that is there today.
It really is. It's more intuitive than it sounds.
Yeah.
it's very easy to, once you have that graphic representation of your process, to see where the dependencies fit together and where people interact so that you can analyze and optimize.
So, I mean, once I get it, so I think if I look at it, what you're telling me is I can model the process, and I can start to track a process that I may not be tracking, and then I can look to optimize where I may be bottlenecking in that process.
Exactly.
And so this helps me to visualize by taking what I may just be tasks that somebody does, and be able to visualize that in sort of an overall area that I can look and track times and task completion and things like that. Now, can I do this real time? I mean, is this once a week it gives me this, or can I do this in real time? How does that work?
See, the idea is to do real time.
Okay.
You can do offline analysis, but the idea is to do real time. And the goal of BPM is to be proactive about situations. So you don't want to react to something that is happening. So you can see something going wrong and you can start addressing that right away.
Wow, okay.
So that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And if you look at a BPM solution, there are three things that are very important. One is a methodology.
Okay.
You need a methodology to do these things, like how am I using my business, how am I capturing my business.
So give us an example of a methodology.
Example of life cycle methodology is how you start with the process modeling and requirements gathering and into the software development. So it is trying to combine line of business, software development, and execution together.
That's a great point, because you bring it back to the business, where these processes have a direct impact on profit and loss. So the world, our country, our economy is so competitive, you want to bring every advantage possible. And we talked about this earlier. There used to be this time motion study, and Ajay appropriately described that as a very strict or narrow study of a process or workflow. With business process modeling, you have many more dynamics, and there's much more to look at, and there's much more to discover.
So can you make it, so I think I'm getting it. I think the issue would be, can you simplify it enough that you can implement it and they can use it at GMB? I mean, is it really, so you talked a little bit about it's cultural, and you got to keep up with it every day, you got to monitor it, you got to see if you're going, you got to adjust. It kind of sounds like I'm in Toyota, right? Just-in-time inventory, right? It's very complex. I don't know if I really get all the, these things come and this thing comes. It does, but can you talk a little bit about, can you simplify it enough to people that don't have they may have complex process, but the people may not have skill sets, or is it easy enough for them to use the software that they can look at it and adjust those processes on the fly?
Actually, the software that is available or from any other competition of IBM is very easy to use.
Okay.
And it can be used by business as well as the technology people. So typically what we find is in one day of training, people are able to develop processes and describe the way they are doing business. So it's not, the tools have become so sophisticated today that it's no longer hard to do process modeling.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about the software for a minute. What is the software? Is there a business process model software that IBM packages and sells as a consulting service? How does it work with Websphere? What is that?
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Good question.
And Websphere, as a brand, has 30 or 40 products within it. A subset of those products are for business process modeling. They are the process server, the business process modeler, and others that provide capabilities. And a customer may acquire the suite, or they may acquire targeted tools to help them in that process. I think, though, that a real measure of success in business process modeling is that the technology will be in the background, and it will be easy for the culture to adjust to that new process, because anybody would rather do one step than two. And that is what the net effect on the business is for the people working in that business.
You want to get the outsource information, and then you want to split the thing. You want to sell a division, you want to buy a division, And then unless you do process modeling, you cannot address that flexibility very fast.
Yeah.
So information system, which was a bottleneck, can now be brought for growth through BPM.
And that puts us on the doorstep of services-oriented architecture. Have you heard of that?
Yeah, that's where I was going next. Right, that's why my keyed up
I
question.
was going to say service-oriented architecture.
Were you? And Carol just likes to say it.
Carol, say it, go ahead.
Service-oriented architecture.
She does.
And that's interesting because when a company's got their point-to-point integration, they may want to do exactly what Ajay said about you may sell a division, you might acquire a company, and you need to integrate those. So with point-to-point integration, that work is going to be more tedious, maybe less possible than if you have loosely coupled services and the concept of an enterprise service bus through which those applications or capabilities can communicate.
So Fred, is that how you interpret BPM solutions?
So you have a business process model, and part of that, you guys did a great job of explaining how do we capture the business as it stands today.
The idea of having this business process model is to cut across different organizations. And typical organization structure is every department has to charge. Like if you want to promote reuse, if you want to promote services orientation, then it has to cut organizational boundaries. So in culture, one of the very important things is to look into the funding model. That has to change. And unless that cultural changes is communicated to the department, the process orientation is not going to happen.
Right. But as part of a process model, that should be part of it, right?
Right.
As a business, you want to retain certain parts of data.
Right.
That data should be charged back to you. Do you really? This data is going to cost you $100,000 a year to store.
Right.
Yep.
That's fairly realistic.
It's with that individual group, and like every division has their own thing.
Okay.
But process modeling wants to cut across different divisions so that you eliminate the interdependency, silos, and efficiency. So one of the things that needs to happen in the culture aspect is to introduce a accounting model where you introduce who gets to pay for this process modeling and who gets to pay for this integration. So that's why culture is very, very
And
important.
I've got to put a plug in there for virtualization and Tivoli Sand Volume Controller. But that could be in the next show.
Virtualization, is that even a word? Virtualization?
Virtualization is huge now.
I'm not
That's
really,
a whole topic by itself.
I'm not really here.
Virtualization.
Well, we'd like to thank Ajay and Francisco for joining us this week, and we had a great show, and we're done.
And the question guy,
And Fred. Right.